Hi everybody, this is Ravi Nalabredi from Precision Academy. Today I am going to talk about COVID-19 vocabulary. A lot of new words have come in, so it's better we all get exposed to this and have some grip on it. Words such as like SARS, MERS, comorbidity, endemic, epidemic, pandemic, incubation period, flattening of the curve, clusters, droplet transmission, super spreaders, hand hygiene, quarantine, N95, RT, PCR, antibody test, pool testing, hydroxychloroquine, so many new words like zoonotic. So what are all these words like? We better have some idea about it. You may be knowing about some of them, and but still you can see this because you may know some other new words or some additional clarity on what you already know. To start with, let's know what is this COVID-19 and coronavirus and SARS-CoV-2. There is some confusion. People think all these are same, but coronavirus is an umbrella term. That means so many viruses are part of this. COVID-19 is like, if you take this as corona virus, this is COVID-19, which means there will be other types of viruses also. COVID-19 is only one such coronavirus. The technical term of the virus is SARS-CoV-2, now known as COVID-19. So what is coronavirus? It's a family of viruses, 7 of which are known to infect people. So why it is called as coronavirus? Because of the crown like structure it has. So that crown, if you have seen the crown of Queen Elizabeth, you will be knowing like this crown like structure for the this virus. It can cause common cold also, like coronavirus is a common cold is also part of coronavirus family. So there is something called SARS, MARS, these are different viruses. That is not COVID. It's also same family. It's SARS first infected humans in 2002. So it reached the epidemic proportions before it was contained in 2003. So SARS and SARS-CoV-2 are related genetically, but they are different. So MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, first identified in Saudi Arabia in 2012. It came through camels. It's a zoonotic virus. You can see this camel in the figure. It's not easily transmitted from person to person, but it's more deadly. So 2,494 people got MERS. Out of them 858 died. So corona, what we are seeing now like COVID-19, is not as deadly as MERS. SARS-CoV-2, that is severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. So this is what we are seeing now. It first came in Wuhan in China. So initially people called it as Wuhan virus. So this is originated from bats. And what is an epidemic, endemic, pandemic? So we'll start with endemic. When a baseline or the baseline or expected level of the disease in the community, meaning it always exists. Endemic means it always exists. So even species we call endemic species. So like common cold, flu, these are endemic. There is nothing like it doesn't exist anymore, something like that. It doesn't happen that way. For SARS it happened, but not for endemic diseases. So there is something called epidemic. This refers to a sudden increase in the number of cases of diseases. So COVID-19 thought to have reached epidemic proportions in China in mid-January. In mid-January it has come to epidemic proportions, sudden spike. So outbreak means this shares the same definition as epidemic with one exception, that is it's usually referred to more limited geographical area. Outbreak happens in a specific geographical area like Hubei province in China in December. So, this is the one which we hear a lot, that is pandemic. So, it spread over several countries and continents impacting many people, then we call it as pandemic. So, COVID-19 declared as pandemic by World Health Organization in early March. Pandemic stages, 4 stages are there for a pandemic for COVID-19. Initially imported cases in India, we have lot of Indians coming or even foreigners coming initially, from them we got it, that is stage 1, and then local transmission. So, even after stopping all inbound flights, we got this local transmission, and then community spread. Within the we do not know where it is coming from, they do not have any contact, they did not visit any country before, so even then they get that. Then we call as epidemic, so it is there for many days. So, local transmission now in India, community transmission in Italy. In India also there is a doubt, we have reached that community transmission stage. Comorbidity. So many people who are dying with coronavirus are also having other diseases like hypertension, diabetes, so many other diseases like dementia, cancer. So 86.2% of the COVID-19 deaths involved at least one comorbidity. That is based on a data on a specific till such a specific date. So that is comorbidity, means not just one disease. We are talking about COVID-19, people died due to COVID-19, but they had other diseases also. So it is a combination of these two resulted in the death. So incubation period, it is the time period between the contacting a virus and emergence of its symptoms. Not immediately it will, so we can't say somebody is having virus COVID-19 or not. That is why this thermal scan failed. So just because somebody is not having fever does not mean that it does not have this virus, because it will be in incubation period, it can take 2 to 14 days. So flattening the COVID-19 curve. So you can see in this diagram, so healthcare capacity is here, and without any protective measures it can go like this, which means it will cross the healthcare capacity. For that reason we have to flatten the curve. So it simply means slowing down the rate at which the disease is spreading, so that we can handle it. So clusters, so collection of cases occurring in the same place at the same time, they are called clusters. Here we have given clusters in Hyderabad, like specific areas like Musapet, Ramgopalpet, Red Hills, Yusufgura, Shekhpet, Kutbullapur, so Chandrayana Gutta, there are some clusters. So those are the red zones. Community spread, so circulation of disease among people in certain area, no clear explanation. Why they got it, we do not know. They did not travel to any affected area or had no close link with another confirmed case, then we call it as community spread. So droplet transmission, you can see in this diagram. Somebody who is nearby, we can, in this diagram it is showing as droplets coming out, but in real life we do not see that. There are such minute droplets, short range aerosols. So it comes out of the nose and mouth, and if somebody is very far away, droplet transmission does not happen. That is why we ask people to maintain that social distancing. Super spreaders, one person who for unknown reasons can infect unusually large number of people. For example, in this diagram, in this picture you can see somebody from that group might have this COVID-19, then this kind of parties they will spread it. So if somebody is partying regularly, meeting new people, so 80-20 rule works here. 20% of infected patients may drive 80% of transmissions. You should be careful. So hand hygiene. So at least 20 seconds you have to wash your hands with soap, water. So you can see in the diagram 1 how you have to wash between the fingers in the opposite direction, and then closing your fingers, and so scratching and thumb and other places. So multiple ways you have to do this. Then you have the hand hygiene. Social distancing. See this diagram. So you have to have distance between each other, at least 6 feet you have to maintain. Isolation wards. So larger scale, isolation involves keeping people with confirmed cases of contagious disease separated from other people. So these are the isolation wards. Quarantine. It's like, unlike isolation, quarantine involves separating and restricting movements of people. So somebody can stay home and self quarantine. That's what all these 15 lakh people who came to India, they were advised to do. Many of them did not follow the advice properly. So personal protective equipment, PPE, specialized clothing or equipment worn by an employee of for protection against these infections. So like gloves, gowns, aprons, masks, respirators, goggles, face shields, etc. So N95, now we don't get them outside, we used to. So is worn on provider's face, forming a tight seal around the nose and mouth. Both nose and mouth are tightly sealed. 95% of the particles in the air get filtered there. Vaccine, this is what every one of us are waiting for, so that we can come out of our houses and start our regular work. So you don't have to get the disease to develop immunity, that is the vaccine. So if body gets immunity, it fights with the virus. You don't need to get that, we stimulate that through vaccine. The vaccine triggers the immunity development process. So there are 2 types of tests we talk about regularly against COVID-19. So one is rapid test, antibody test. So ICMR has accepted this in specific areas, hot spots. So antibody tests known for, these are like serological tests. We use blood and then immediately color gets changed, spot test. So this will work only after the antibodies are developed. This is a secondary level. We are not testing for the evidence of the virus. We are not trying to see whether virus exists or not. We are only seeing whether body has developed antibodies. If virus is there, antibodies would be there. So if antibodies are there, it means that virus is possibly there. That's how this test is depended on. So it's very inexpensive, it's portable, administered on site, provides quick answers. So RT-PCR test, this is the one, this is confirmative, this is the gold standard, is a fairly expensive method. It requires RNA extracting missions, laboratory trained technicians, takes at least 4 hours. These are the differences between these 2 types of tests. Turnaround time is more in PCR when compared to rapid test. So rapid test only takes 15 minutes. Facility, PCR lab is required for that, but for rapid test no such facility required. Trained technicians are required. Expensive and complicated operation and prone to false negations. So RT-PCR test is bit complex. Storage requires cold storage. Clinical value, commodity commonly used, it's a gold standard. This is the comparison between these 2. The pool testing, so it's a new word that has come up because PCR is taking lot of time. So as per the advisory issued by ICMR, pool testing works on polymerase chain reaction screening algorithm. In this, multiple samples, up to 5 samples are collected, are combined and in a one test. So if at least if that test proves to get some positive, and then each sample will be tested individually, like 5 samples they get, from each one they take part of it and they combine and then see whether virus exists. If virus exists, one of these 5 will have it, otherwise all of them are not having the virus. So case fatality rate, it is the ratio between the number of deaths due to a disease to number of people with the same disease. It is the proportion of people who died from a disease among the total infected. It is different from mortality rate. Mortality rate is for deaths in a total population, not just the affected people. So hydroxychloroquine, this is the one which Trump begged for and India has given. So he is so happy with it now. India is the leading producer. This was used for treating malaria. So the same thing can be used for, as we have not come up with any treatment option, so this can be a possible treatment. So hydroxychloroquine. Contact tracing, if somebody got this particular disease COVID-19, whom he has contacted, we need to figure out, and those people, if they have contacted some other people, so first level, second level, we need to trace. So this is called contact tracing. Herd immunity, when enough people become immune to the disease, either through exposure or through vaccine. So if everybody gets, or 70-80% of the people get this virus, they get immunity. So that is one way, otherwise we get vaccine. So either way, if enough people become immune, then we call it as herd immunity. What is zoonotic? It is a disease which comes from animals. So COVID-19 is a zoonotic disease. So treatment types, there are 2 types, like symptomatic and therapeutic. Symptomatic is just supportive care, we just treat the symptoms and control, but in therapeutic treatment we specifically target that particular disease and cure it rather than just symptoms. So COVID-19 plasma therapy now started in multiple centers. It started at AIIMS Delhi, director has told that. So how it works? So convalescent plasma therapy. If somebody gets COVID-19, they get antibodies, they get resistance. From that plasma, from their blood, we collect the plasma and then give this to a patient with COVID-19. So these antibodies will fight with the COVID-19 virus. So that way it helps. Before the patient gets the antibodies developed in his own body, this other bodies and other person's antibodies will help him. So clinical trials, this is the last topic which I am covering. There are these are the experiments or observations done in clinical research after a vaccine is developed. So initially lab studies are done, those are called preclinical. The phase 1 human safety is tested, so very tens of people, and then we expand it, phase 2, so hundreds of people will be tested for safety, and then in the last stage efficacy and safety are tested, that will be done on thousands of people. So these are the clinical trials. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you picked up 1 or 2 concepts at least. Thanks for joining. We keep circulating a lot of information or COVID-19 forwards. This is a better one. You please forward this so that we are spreading the knowledge. So knowledge is power. We need to know as much as possible about this COVID-19 so that we all together will be safe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.